Welcome to spring training, fans. The master plan for the Padres is slowly coming together as the season begins. That is the first 2 weeks of the San Diego Padres 2025 spring campaign. What's going on, everyone? I'm Christian Pedersen, back with another episode of Padres Digest. We're going to talk about everything that has been unfolding the week leading into setting us up for spring training and what to look for. Kind of just give you guys a refresher on what you need to be paying attention to in the Cactus League. Before we go any further, I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in so far. It's been fantastic. We've loved the support, but this graph right here is not where we need it to be. And you know, in baseball, we're big stats people. I need this to be flipped. I need you guys to smash that subscribe button. So all season long, the benefit that you get is Padres Digest content delivered right into your feed all season long. We're going to have reaction, highlights, analysis, breakdowns, emotional roller coaster riding as I'm right there shotgun seat with you for the season. We're also going to hopefully get that switched over to have some favorable numbers for us so we can catch Dodgers Digest, our enemy channel, up the 5. All right, spring training, it is back. Let's talk about some of what Mike Shildt has been announcing. In the days leading up to this, we were recording this less than 24 hours before the first exhibition game of the spring, Friday the 21st, as the Padres take on the Seattle Mariners. Mike Shildt coming out today saying Ryan Bogaerts, the Double-A San Diego Padres starting pitcher, is going to be getting the opening day start. Look, these games that you see up here right now, this first 10 days, yes, the Dodgers are on there. You're not going to see much of anything. It looks like what is coming together right now for the San Diego Padres is a spring that is going to feature a bunch of youth, and a bunch of people fighting over spots. Bogaerts is a great example of that. He is a Double-A guy who is not going to be a name that you need to learn for the starting rotation. So, Christian, why do we need to pay attention to him? Because he is one of what the Padres need to figure out is a number of guys that will be available for that 5 spot in the starting rotation, that long reliever through middle relievers numbers 4 and 5 and 6 spot. Like there's like 4 to 6 total pitching spots and 2 to 4 hitting fielding spots that the Padres are trying to figure out what's going on right now. And they have a loose plan that you would like to have, you know, with Pivetta filling out the 4. You can give Waldron or someone like that the 5, have some other guys go be the relievers, have Terso or Nelius pan out and left, have like we can talk about all those permutations. But right now, what you need to know is that for the first couple of games, so this stretch right here specifically, it is going to be a lot of unknowns. The main bulk of the starting pitchers, Yu Darvish, Dylan Cease, Michael King, they are in the building. They are working to empty field type practices. And Shildt has said that they are going to be on the back lot largely for the first 2 weeks. So I bet we see next to none of this right here. I bet we see next to none of the starting rotation or the starting lineup from the San Diego Padres out the gate. This lineup right here is going to be one of the fiercest and best in all of baseball, but we got to figure out the supporting cast to go around it right now. So how do the Padres go about doing that? This isn't necessarily trial and error to the point where the Padres need to lose to figure, you want to have them winning. It's not quite the NFL preseason where you really don't care. And if anything, you don't want to be winning because you want to have your 2s and your 3s and your 4s out there. Padres still want to get dubs over the next 3 weeks, but it's the second stretch of games here into March where you need to see things start to ramp up. Right now, we are looking at, I would say right around the middle of the month when they take on the Seattle Mariners, then Anaheim and Diamondbacks in that weekend in the middle of March is about when the Padres would start dialing it in. So everything before that, look for situations, look for hitting and pitching opportunities, as I'll call them, opportunities in air quotes. Look at is Yuli Gurriel going to hit, like I said in a previous video, so make sure you go subscribe, is Yuli Gurriel going to hit 2 or 3 key home runs that earn him an unfortunate spot on this roster? Is this pitcher, he had a chance at getting, a double play, so did he generate that ground ball? Did this one guy get 3 innings out of that start? Like, we're looking really small sections, and then the other big battle for me, or not battle, but the other big main thing is going to be what of the youth makes its way into the lineup. I think that we can talk a lot about different people who we're all rooting for. I think that the unfortunate thing for me as I look through all the different, I'm looking for all the different lineup permutations on the different websites that have talked about different rookies and different opportunities. It's Ethan Salas. He's a young catcher. And the question with any of Ethan Salas, Terso Ornelas, and DeVries, the shortstop prospect that we have, is when do they want to put these guys into major league service? Not that all of them are going to pan out and need that extra little arbitration lip, but there is the way that collective bargaining has worked out right now, and I know there's potentially a work stoppage coming in the future, but that'll be a whole different video. There is a kicker for X amount of MLB service time as to how long you can control someone's rookie contract versus them needing free agency and arbitration. So usually it's about 100 days into their into the season, clips them so it doesn't count as a full year of MLB service. So teams, you will see them arbitrarily, like Mike Trout, Steven Strasburg, they got waited on to bring up Bryce Harper. Not that those guys are this and you need to do that, but teams just sometimes are cognizant of it. So I think one of those 3 makes the opening day roster because they make enough of a splash. I think it would be unlikely that you'd see all 3 of them on the roster, but looking around from the reports that we've received from just the way that camp is set up, they have got the lockers placed where Ethan Salas is right there next to Manny Machado. DeVries is right next to Xander. They've got young and old. They've got rookie and veteran. They've got these kids directly infused. So I think that you can see that the team is very hyped about that. So watch for those 3 guys specifically on the offensive side to be the interesting, just how are they blossoming? Which one of them is going to get that initial shot? I think we will see all of them at some point. I think that with Connor Joe and Jason Hayward coming up as our new signings in the offseason, you can talk about Terso Ornelas maybe having the most breathing room to come in, be a platoon, figure out the speed of the major league game. But I think Ethan Salas could be the most interesting to watch out of that because the Padres really do need a franchise catcher going forward. And I say, why not give a young, exciting, very talented, multi-tooled kid the chance to just be around a locker room and just to be there where we know we've got a veteran guy who can eat up the innings and be a serviceable catcher for the season, and injury forbidding, we can have this kid learn at the helm in a position that is, I think, more clutch than left field or shortstop, just given where the relative market is for us to be able to either, Xander, we have him controlled for a while. Left field, we could hypothetically do a bunch of different things, dishing Cease, dishing King, making all those trades. So look for those 3 guys. On the pitching side, I think we just got to figure out less individual guys and more depth of guys. We have a great 1 through 3 with Cease, King, Darvish. We have a very good 4 now with Pivetta signed if he can eat up some innings. So, like I said, that 5 spot is not a guaranteed who it's going to be, and then the back half of that bullpen. And that's where the Padres, I think, benefit from as many people as we can figure out potentially for fitting into that spot so that we don't have to rely on, if this guy doesn't work out, it's that guy. Instead, it can be, if this guy doesn't work out, or if this guy only kind of works out, we go to 2 or 3 other guys. We go to 2 or 3 other guys. We go to 2 or 3 other guys and buy ourselves ultimately just flexibility and time until we can get Joe Musgrove back second half of the season and have a legitimate good 5 and then an even deeper bullpen. So the Padres really just need to look for depth and breadth, and that's where you get into that situational baseball. Some guys are just going to be left out there, but when they were tasked with, he had him 0-2. Did he throw a good out pitch? He had him this, he that. Like, just situational responses is where we need to be grading the Padres through that first half, if not 2/3 of spring training. Let me know, though, what you think. If there's some complete rookie unknown that you think is going to ball out, or do you think we should leave all these guys down in the minors, go with some more veteran-type options for the lineup? All in all, though, spring training is here. The season is back. I'm excited to be here with you for all of it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you guys soon.